Welcome back to where time stands still. Nobody leaves. Nobody will. Oh yes, I'm reviewing Metallica again. And what better way to do it than with their most acclaimed album ever. Last time, I reviewed Ride the Lightning, and although that album was fantastic and actually probably had more staples on it than any of their other first four albums, it did fall short at parts. Some songs were definitely better than others. Not so with Master of Puppets. For me, it was hard to pick a favorite song from Ride the Lightning. With Master of Puppets, it's impossible. I said in the last video that all of Ride the Lightning songs were masterpieces in their own right, but, well, it had Escape on it, so... But no dispute, all songs on Master of Puppets are masterpieces. All have stellar musicianship, very specific, serious topics, and are arranged in the perfect order. Also, I think it's the perfect follow-up to Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning had a tone of hopelessness and depression. Master of Puppets is all about curing those things. With rage and vengeance. The album wastes no time getting started, building up with quiet acoustic chords, emerging into bombastic beats, and leading into a ferocious riff with loud, furious drums to back it up. So yes, as we all know, Battery is usually played near the end of Metallica's sets, but it belongs right at the beginning of Master of Puppets, because it lays it all out right from the start. Battery is a song about the Metallica fans. Knowing that they've brought so many people together with their concerts and prior two albums, they pay the respect they so very much deserve. And through their lyrics, Metallica shows that they know why so many people have spent their money to listen to them. The Metallica family has become an army that battles the oppressive and the manipulative with expression and revolution. They can scream and sway us. They can kill and slay us. But they cannot kill the Battery. Battery! 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 But Metallica is quick to acknowledge that even they themselves are not perfect, neither the band nor the fans. They all have dangerous habits, some worse than others. And with that... Yes, the quintessential metal anthem. I could talk about the incredible composition, the quiet melodic break in the middle, the pounding, marching bridge, Hammett's blistering solo, but lyrics play just as big a part. Even as Hetfield's alcoholism progressed, he knew the addiction was tearing him, his bandmates, his family, and his fans out from the inside. Addiction becomes so powerful it forces you to embrace whatever it makes you feel. But everyone knows what needs to be known about this joint. Let's get to some songs that get swept under the rug. These guys are really obsessed with Cthulhu, aren't they? One could say that since Metallica writes about very real things like war, racism, and religious abuse, that making a song about a supernatural creature seems weird and silly. But the men of Metallica were young once, and they carry the memories of those fears with them all the way into adulthood. Besides, listen to this song. The aggressive riff, Ulrich's forceful drumming, this is how you do a song about hideous killing machine with a psychotic band of worshippers. By the way, listen to this next song, and tell me if you notice a pattern. If you'll recall, Ride the Lightning started with a song forcing excessive loud beats upon you, then a song with a similar pace that spaced those beats out, then a song where the tempo dropped and felt like a fist-pumping march, and then a quiet ballad that slowly turned thrashing and angry. Now listen to the first 4 tracks on Master of Puppets. It's always fun to pick up on the little Easter eggs. Anyway, Welcome Home Sanitarium is definitely a favorite among fans. Like I said, Master of Puppets is all about rage and vengeance. If this song was on Ride the Lightning, it would simply paint the horrific picture of being contained in a mental asylum as the nurses and staff abused you. But on Master of Puppets, these patients will have their freedom.
No more can they keep us in. Listen, damn it, we will win. They see it's right, they see it well, but they think this saves us from our sanitarium.
They will not have their lives controlled and wasted away. They will plow through the barricade and kill all who try to kill them. Then again, Disposable Heroes isn't really a song about doing something about something. This right here is another anti-war song, this time pointing out that soldiers are merely treated like tools, that the people in power will force them to kill or face dire consequences. And the music definitely paints the picture very well, with its rapid-fire drum riff, its intense solo, its unforgettable chorus.
Back to the front, you will do what I say. When I say back to the front, you will die. When I say you must die, back to the front. You coward, you servant, you blind man.
And a vocal let loose with a line that lets the military know just how horrific and how flat-out stupid they really are.
I was born for dying.
But the ending of this song does leave a little ambiguity. Listen to the third verse in its entirety.
Life planned out before my birth. Nothing good I say. Had no chance to see myself. Molded day by day. Looking back, I realize nothing have I done. Left to die with only friends. Alone I cleanse my gun.
So this soldier has had all his authority figures controlling him growing up, and he never had a chance to think for himself. And now that the explosions and gunfire are sending sure death his way, he realizes that all he has done is appease those who molded him and robbed him of a peaceful, prosperous life. But whether this soldier actually died or not is left ambiguous. So maybe as the commander continues to shout back to the front, this soldier is no longer a robotic killing machine and will only do what he believes is necessary. Remember how I said James Hetfield has serious issues with religion? So far we've had issues with drug use, childhood fears, mental abuse, military oppression, and now religious corruption. Leper Messiah is about people who prey upon the fears of others through concepts of heaven and hell, and makes them obey his every command for his own benefit. Now, musically, this isn't as exciting as the other tracks. The riff and tempo seem rather plain compared to everything else. Although I do love the ending, the quiet break making you think it's over. Oh, that was fun. Alright, now, as we reach the album's masterful instrumental track, let's acknowledge the tragedy that affected this group in so many more ways than one. While Metallica were on their tour bus promoting this album in Sweden, there was a terrible accident of which the cause is still unknown. The bus skidded off the road and flipped over onto the grass. Bassist Cliff Burton was thrown out of the window, and the bus landed on top of him, killing him. Burton was only 24. And yet, despite this devastating death at such a young age, this man managed to leave a bigger impact on so many people that so many others don't live their entire lives. Hetfield said that Burton was the only musically educated member of the group. He went to music classes, studied music history, and taught the band so much. And Orion makes great use of his proficiency. In all my years listening to these albums on repeat and watching reviews, I feel like I might be in the minority of people who appreciate Metallica just as much on a lyrical level as a musical level. Because of that, I've tried to find some depth to Orion beyond its musical progression and atmosphere, if you will. And in conclusion, I just think it's musical mastery at its best. This is a major improvement over Call of Cthulhu, which spent a lot of time repeating the same riff over and over again. This one incorporates multiple riffs and solos, a quiet breakdown, and a slow build-up back to the rough rhythm. And this. Rest in peace, Cliff. So now, let's take a look back at the beginning. Battery, paying respect to the fans who have brought Metallica their fame and recognition. Master of Puppets, depicting the horror of drug addiction. The Thing That Should Not Be, a monstrous anthem about a monstrous entity. Welcome Home Sanitarium, a rebellious revolt against those who take advantage of your mental disabilities. Disposable Heroes, condemning the military for turning young men into tools for their personal agenda. Leper Messiah, lambasting those who prey upon the weak with religious manipulation. And Orion, a pure showcase for Metallica's musicianship. So how to resolve all this? If you ask me, Damage Inc. can be read two ways. One, a song about an evil corporation that lays waste to Earth and enslaves the survivors. Or two, Metallica and their family are exacting their revenge on the autocrats through violence and destruction. I prefer to read it the second way, because at the end of all this noise, anger, and thoughts of vengeance and violence, the opposers who listen are still breathing. Unlike the greedy, ruthless people in power who allow people to be killed through the rules they enforce, all Metallica did was speak their mind and physically strain themselves to create masterful compositions. You may say those who listen may be driven to literally enact these doings in these songs, but those people had mental conditions they needed to work out. Just like you. Metallica's Master of Puppets is a masterful work, with insane musicianship, relevant topics, and a proud, confident sense of expression and bravery. So to all oppressors, tyrants and aggressors, don't you think we'll go away. Keep on desecrating and discriminating, but the battery is here to stay.